Hello, everybody. Welcome to Yoga for Self-Love with Kim. I am Kim. This will be a short, gentle practice. We'll bring our focus to our psoas muscles. We have one on each side of the body. Psoas muscles attached to the sides of the lumbar spine and then run down the body, behind the abdominal organs, through the pelvis, and then attached to the inside of the femur bones on each side. This is the only muscle in the body that connects the upper body to the lower body. And in our culture, we tend to do a lot of sitting, which can make the psoas short, tight, maybe uneven from side to side. So we'll just take a little bit of time to bring in a few strengthening and stretching, releasing movements to our practice today. Psoas is known as deep core muscle, also spinal stabilizers, and also thought to be hip flexor muscles as well. So tend to be pretty important for us. So let's come to our mat. You can grab a couple of blocks and a strap if you have a strap. You could use a belt if you don't have a strap, or maybe a sash, bathrobe tie, something like that, scarf, anything like that. So grab those items and bring yourself to your mat. We'll come down onto our back. Just find your way into a little Shavasana. We will stop before we get started. So you can either bend the knees, bring the feet to the mat, take the feet about hip width, or you can extend your legs down the mat to the outer corners. And either bring hands to rest on the belly, or one hand on belly, one hand on heart, or arms out to the sides. And just take a pause here. Let everything just let go, soften, and relax before we start to move. And just take a moment here to check in with yourself and notice how you are feeling today. What's going on with you? What's coming up for you? Thoughts, feelings, emotions, physical sensations in your body. Check in, notice your energy level today. And as always, letting go of any judgment, just becoming curious with what's going on in your body and your mind. And I invite you to bring in the intention to be gentle, kind, patient, loving, and compassionate with yourself as you move through this practice. And you can bring one hand to rest on your heart, one hand to rest on your belly. Allow yourself to be present right here, right now, taking this time for yourself. And then release your hands. You can bend your knees, walk the feet in, feet hip width distance, and we'll just move through a few rounds of pelvic rocking. As you inhale, you can begin to tilt the tailbone down towards the mat. Feel the back lift up off of the mat and arch. And then as you exhale, you can begin to tilt your tailbone up towards the ceiling and feel your back body begin to press down into the mat. And a few more times, rolling back and forth, finding your breath. Again, with the inhalation, the tailbone tilts down. You'll feel the low back, the upper back, back of the heart begin to lift up off of the mat. With your exhale, the back presses down, tail lifts up. A couple more, just rolling through, nice and easy. And then bring yourself to a neutral spine, keeping the legs where they are. Now, reach the arms up outside of the legs, press into your feet, begin to curl head, shoulders, torso up off of the mat. So bring yourself into this little sort of sit-up crunch. And then lowering yourself back down. You can lift the arms up overhead or bring the arms alongside the body. And then again, we'll bring it back up. Arms reach outside of the legs. You curl yourself up. And then we'll take it back down. You can link this to your breath if you like. Inhale as you lower it back down, reach the arms up overhead. And then as you exhale, arms reach outside of the legs. You curl yourself up. A couple more times. Inhaling, arms reach up overhead. Exhaling, you curl it up, arms reach outside the legs. A couple more. You can stick with this for a few more breaths. If you would like instead, you can extend your legs all the way down the mat. As you inhale, arms reach up overhead, and then as you exhale, you press your legs down into the mat and begin to lift yourself up, curling yourself all the way up and reaching hands towards the toes. So either this or you keep the knees bent as you move back and forth. Your choice, your practice, so you have choices. And we're taking it nice and easy, moving slowly. And then next time you lower yourself down, pause there. If the knees are not bent, let's bend the knees again. Walk the feet in. And now lift up your right leg. Extend out through that right foot. You can flex that right heel. Bring that right knee up so it's right next to the left, so that right leg is about a 45-ish degree angle. And then we'll take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, again, curl yourself up, reach your hands outside the legs. Inhale takes you back down, arms up overhead. Exhale, you reach it up. And then a few more of these. And then release, drop that right foot down to the mat. Let's pause here for a moment. Bring the arms down alongside your body. Press into your feet and lift your hips up just a little bit. So we're coming into a half bridge here, not a full bridge. Half bridge, finding a line from the knees to the hips to the shoulders. While you're here, give your bum a little squeeze. Squeeze your glutes, which will help to release and relax the psoas muscles. And then relax your bum, lower your bum, your sacrum back down to the mat. Reach the arms up overhead and now lift up that left leg. So left knee is right next to the right knee. Pressing out through that left foot, you can flex that left ankle. And then same thing on this side, deep breath in. As you exhale, curl yourself up. Hands reach outside the legs. Inhale takes you back down. Arms reach back up overhead. Exhale, you curl it up. And then inhale, you lower it back down. Arms come back up overhead. Couple more times. And then release that left foot down to the mat. Let's take the arms back alongside the body. Press into your feet, lift your hips up. We'll find that half bridge again. Squeeze your bum. Activate the glutes. And then slowly lower yourself down. Now, keeping the knees bent as they are, let's open the right knee out to the right side. And then press into that left foot. Lift that left bum up off of the mat. And then lower your left bum, left hip down to the mat. Draw that right knee back up to where it came from. And then we'll open the left knee out to the left side. Press into that right foot and lift your right bum, pelvic half up off of the mat. And then lower that down. And then bring knees in towards each other, inner edges of feet together, and then open the knees out to the side. Begin to draw the knees together, open the knees out to the side. Little butterflies, gently pulsing the legs back together and then opening them out to the side. And then plant the feet down on the mat, extend the right leg up towards the ceiling, and then we'll move that right leg in a few little circles. You can make the circles bigger if you like, or you can keep them nice and small. And then switch the direction of your circles. And then release right foot down to the mat, send the left leg up. Roll that leg around in a few little circles. Big or small as you like. And then switch the direction. And then bend both knees now. Take your hands to the top of your knees. Line your knees right up over your hips and then gently press down on the knees. Imagine that you're pressing your femur bones down into the hip sockets. And now find your way up into a seated position if it works for you, if it's okay for your spine. You could rock and roll yourself back and forth, or you just roll over to one side and press yourself up into a seated position. And then from here, let's take the hands forward and step the feet back, and we'll come into a table. And then just give your hips a little rock from side to side. And then extend the right leg back behind you, hip level-ish. Hold here or root down into your right fingers and reach forward with your left arm. And then release the hand and the knee. Send the left leg back behind you, hip level-ish. Hold it here or reach forward with that right arm. And then release. Other side again, right leg reaches back, left arm reaches forward, hold it here, or you bend the right knee, draw that foot in towards your bum, reach back with your left hand, pull that foot in, and then press that foot out into your hand behind you. And then release the foot, extend the arm and the leg back out, and release the hand and the knee down to the mat. Send the left leg back, reach the right arm forward, hold here or bend, back knee, reach back for the foot, pull it in towards your bum, press it out into your hand, and then release, extend everything back out, and then the hand and the knee come down to the mat. Let's grab your blocks, have them handy. We'll have them right next to us. Come back into your table, send the right leg back, hip level-ish, and then bend the right knee, drop underneath your body, round up through your back, step or carry that right foot up to the top of the mat, knee over the ankle, hands come to that front thigh, press into the thigh, lift the crown of the head all the way up, reach the arms up, low lunge. We'll take the block right next to the right hip on the tall height. Fingers to the top of that right block. Left arm reaching up. And then gently side bend yourself over to the right. You can feel this from that left inner thigh all the way up. And then bring yourself back up to center. Right arm comes back up. Hands come down to the mat. Step yourself back into table and then extend left leg back. Bend that left knee round underneath the body. Step that left foot up to the top of the mat or carry it up to the top of the mat. Press into your feet. Bring hands to that front thigh. Reach the crown of your head up. Let's reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Maybe you can allow the hips to lower a little bit if that feels okay. Keep the legs drawing in towards center. Belly lifting up. And then we'll take that left block next to that left hip, fingers to top of the block, right arm reaching up along the ear, nice, long, tall spine, and then arch yourself over to the left. And then bring yourself back up. And then we'll take hands down to the mat. You can move the blocks out of the way for the moment. Step yourself back into table. Let's tuck the toes under behind us. Glide yourself back into a squat pose. Toes turn out, heels turn in. Bring the elbows inside the knees. Palms together. Press the knees open with the elbows and also at the same time hug the knees in toward the elbows. And then hands to the mat. Turn the feet in, parallel-ish, and fold yourself in, forward fold. Give your head a little waggle, shake, nod, rock the hips side to side. And then bring yourself to center. Take hands to your hips, press into your feet, lift yourself, come all the way up. Then let's reach the hands up overhead, interlace your fingers, root down into your feet, and then side bend over to the right. Press into the feet, hug in through the legs, lift yourself back up through center. Belly draws in and up. And then slowly arch it over to the left. Press down into the feet, hug in through the legs, come back up to center. Let's take it over to the right once more. And then back up to center. And then one more time, side bend it over to the left. And then bring yourself back up to center. Release the hands down, hands to the hips. Soften through the knees and take the weight into that left foot. Now, begin to pick up that right knee, draw it up towards your chest. And then release that foot down. Let's take it over to the other side, soften the knees, root down into that right foot. Begin to bend that left knee and draw it up towards the chest. Find your focal point, your drishti. Point on the wall or the floor that you can focus your gaze on. And then release that left foot down. Then we'll draw that right knee up towards chest again. And then open that right knee out to the side. Find your tree pose. So you can either take the ball of the right foot down to the mat, take the right heel to meet that left ankle, or bring that right foot to that right inner calf, or all the way up to that right inner thigh. So your variation here. And you can keep hands on the hips if you like. You can reach the arms up. You could take palms together at the heart. You could take the right hand to that right knee or thigh, left arm up along the ear. And then release the arms down and the foot. We'll take it over to the other side. Weight into that right foot. We'll draw that left knee up and then open that left knee out to the side, and then you find your tree. Either ball of the foot comes down to the mat, left heel meets that right ankle, or you take the foot to the calf or draw it up towards inner thigh. Your variation with the arms, hands up, hands at heart, maybe left hand to that left thigh, right arm reaching up, maybe even a little side bend over to the left. Just finding the calibrations, recalibrations of that standing leg. And then bring it up. Release the arms and the leg down. Sweep the arms out to the sides and out, palms together overhead. Soften the knees, fold yourself back in. Let's bend the knees a lot so that you can get your hands down onto the mat and walk yourself out into a downward dog. And pedal out your legs here. And then bend both knees and crouch yourself down, tiger dog, and glide the hips up again, down dog. Bend the knees, crouch it down, and then glide the hips back up to downward dog. Now let's bend the knees, crouch down. This time when you send the hips up, send right leg up also. And then bend that right knee, draw it underneath the body. Shift yourself forward to a core plank. And then we'll step that right foot through to the right thumb. Stay up on the ball of the left foot. Bend both knees, press into your feet, and begin to lift yourself up and reach the arms up. Maybe you straighten the back leg, or you could keep that knee bent, heart is lifted. And then you either hold here, or if it's available, you can bend the left knee, tap it down to the mat, and then straighten the leg, come back up. Bend the left knee, tap it down, straighten the leg, come back up. One more time. Bend the left knee, tap it down, and then bring it back up. Let's take hands down to the mat. Step it back into your downward dog. Crouch yourself down. Now send the left leg up for a three-legged dog. Bend that left knee, draw it underneath your body. Shift yourself forward, core plank, and then step that left foot through to the left thumb. Stay up on ball of the right foot. Bend both knees. Press into the earth. Lift yourself up. Reach the arms up. Maybe you can straighten that back leg if you need it. Keep a bend in that back knee. And then either hold it here, or we'll bend the right knee, tap it down to the mat, lift it back up, tap the right knee back down, lift it back up. One more time, tap that right knee down to the mat, and then lift it back up. Arms reach up. And then hands come back down to the mat. Step yourself back into downward dog. Pedal it out. And then lower your knees down to the mat. Lower yourself down onto your belly. Bring it into a little Sphinx pose. Forearms to the mat. Bend the right knee, draw it up towards your bum, and release it down. Bend the left knee, draw it up towards your bum, release it down, and then just kicking the feet in towards your bum. Right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot. And then release the feet down to the mat, hands under the shoulders. Take the knees wide and send yourself back into a wide knee child's pose. And then bring yourself forward into a table. Find your way into a seated position. Let's take the legs out wide. Fingers underneath the shoulders. Nice, long, tall spine. Crown of the head reaching up. And then let's take the right hand over towards that left foot. And then walk yourself over to the other side. Left hand will reach over towards your right foot. And then sweep yourself through center. Right hand reaches over towards left foot. Doesn't matter if it gets there, just reaching in that direction. And then we'll just sweep the arms from side to side. And then bring yourself back to center. Take hands underneath the thighs. Grab your block and your strap. And we'll use a little loop on our strap. So if you're using a belt, you can just make a little loop with your belt. We're going to take the strap around our legs. So the strap will go around your thighs. Then you will take your block, tuck it in between your knees. Constructive rest position. You can slowly lower yourself down here. And the strap can assist you so you don't have to worry about the legs falling out. And the block in between the knees can assist you so that the knees don't fall in. So this situation can just hold your legs in place so you can relax. Just let those psoas muscles relax, juice up. You can close your eyes, again, if that's okay for you. And let yourself rest here. Let go of all effort. Get quiet. Get still. And go back inward and check in with yourself. How are you doing now? How do you feel? Stay here for as long as you like. That feels wonderful. When you're ready, and you can slowly begin to call yourself back. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. We'll come back to our intention to be gentle, kind, patient, loving, and compassionate with ourselves. Turn up the corners of your lips into a smile. Thank yourself for showing up for yourself, carving out a little time just for you and your practice. And just being with yourself, getting to know yourself, caring for yourself. And then you can release your hands. You can pluck the block out from in between the legs. Shimmy the strap off of the legs. And then roll yourself over to one side. Come into a fetal position. Pause here. And then as you're ready, slowly press yourself up. Find a comfortable seat. Bring your palms together at your heart. Thank you so very much for sharing this short, gentle practice with me today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped. With love and gratitude, namaste.